Hi guys, let's discuss Squid Game, the challenge. So the game show, alright, not of course the drama series, which was a smash hit Korean show, etc, etc, which I do think has its flaws, but you know. So, the game show, I haven't finished it yet, so please no spoilers. I feel like I'm gonna get some spoilers and that's not good. So please don't spoil it for me, please guys, if you can. Should I turn comments off on this video? Maybe not, I don't know. I'm like halfway through episode 6 right now. I'll try and go through it challenge by challenge. I'm definitely going to forget challenges and stuff like that and key moments, but that's what a discussion is, isn't it? That's what happens. So it starts off, and did you know that it was filmed in England? Bedford in England, so that's like south, I think. My geography is horrendous, pretty sure it is. So yeah, I did not think it was filmed in England. There are so many Americans in it. I'm like, wow, so they must have flown over quite a few of these contestants. Interesting stuff. Anyway, so it starts off and it's the first challenge, and it's the one with the lights, yeah. And it was amazing to see how people do it in real life, innit? Like they were on the floor, they were like shimmying down the thing sideways. I reckon some people were like even rolling and stuff. So yeah, it was pretty interesting to see. So there was that, and then, oh yes, of course, the highlight of it, that girl who did the squat. That was crazy, wasn't it? And then she's like, oh, why did I squat? Now it turns out, yeah, that people were waiting like between 25 to 45 minutes each time they stopped. So it wasn't as if she was squatting for 2 minutes, because I was thinking to myself, mate, 4.5 million, you squat, yeah, and you stay that way, you keep that squat going. That's what 4.5 million does, yeah. Ooh, I'll have to let these lot go. I'll stop moving. So yeah, that's a 4.5 million thing. Do you know what I mean? You keep that squat going, right? But no, like if it's for ages, then you're gonna get an injury. So if they're gonna keep you squatting for like 20 to whatever minutes, then as soon as you get that pain, or you last as long as you can handle, and that's it. So that's crazy, that, isn't it? I feel like the edit is a big part of this show. You know, a big part of this thing is missing, and that's the edit. There's a lot in the edit which we're not seeing. And that, for me, changes the context of a lot of things that happened in the show. I'll give you another one of those in a minute. But I feel like they could have told us how long each weight was. Even if they don't show us, they could have told us. Would have made things a bit interesting, wouldn't it? Anyway, so that's that. Next. Yes, people got through that and stuff, and yeah, that was good. And then there was that little challenge when they got back where 2 people had to pick somebody to get like kicked out, and it was the Asian guy who had a Liverpool accent, and he had quite a strong Liverpool accent, to be honest. It would have been interesting to have heard more of that. Yeah, so he was out really quick. All I can think of next was Battleship. That was next, isn't it? So there they are. They're doing Battleship. Everyone thought it was going to be Tug of War. So people were like freaking out over what it's going to be. And it turns out to be Battleship. That was actually a pretty good shout, I think. It's pretty cool idea to choose Battleship. And it kind of like really fits in with the show. It was probably a lot safer to do that than Tug of War. I mean, I think in Tug of War they would fall to their death. That was the actual thing in the show. So doing it this way, it works better. I'm so glad that Brighton I'm so glad that Brighton went. Like, part of me was watching it and I was like, people seem to be threatened by this guy. Maybe that's not his fault. In fact, quite often I think when people are threatened by somebody, it's not the fault of that person that the others are threatened. But I think later on it came out that, like, or it appeared that they're not really threatened by him. He just appears to be this quite, like, cocky, strange character, to be honest. I didn't like how he was bullying that guy who answered the phone. Remember the guy who answered the phone a few times? And Brighton was like kind of bullying him. They weren't getting on. I didn't like that, but I'd seen that guy, Husnain, I think it is, the guy who answered the phone. He's called Husnain. I had seen Husnain on online, like literally once or twice on like a TikTok, and I was like, this guy, he ain't scared of things. He ain't scared of people and things. Like, he'll offer a fight, or he just ain't intimidated by people. So I knew that he wasn't going to be intimidated by Brighton. And he was like, call me frat boy again. And I was, all right, frat boy. I loved it. That was so satisfying. But yeah, Brighton got kicked out on Battleship. That was a beautiful moment. Off he went. Next, I can't remember what was next. Oh yes, I think next was the saliva on the biscuit thing. Saliva on the cracker. Okay, so it was great in the show. You know, there was a good amount of, like, what do you call it? It was great in the show. There was a good amount of, like, suspense on it and stuff, and it was a strange task to do and all this lot. But to see it in person, like, to see it on a reality show, the saliva was disgusting. Let's be honest. Yeah, the saliva was disgusting. I didn't like that. I didn't like seeing that. That was not very nice at all. But, oh yeah, oh my god, the umbrella guy. Oh my god, that guy was like, I gotta say, man, like, we get people of all colours and flavours and types, but that umbrella guy was strange, wasn't he? Oh man, poor guy. As soon as he found out he was next, he wasn't making eye contact with anybody. He was looking like he was about to go into a war zone, front line with, like, no weapons. You know what I mean? Wow. He was crying. He was crying, like, straight away, blubbing. And then after that, what happened after that? After he was crying for a bit, yeah, then he starts doing that thing where he's about to throw up. I was eating watching that, and I was like, oh my god, get this guy off my screen, what is going on? And yeah, that was crazy. That, like, he was doing that thing where he almost throws up, retching in it. I was like, what is this? I need to fast forward this guy. And then luckily after that he was out. The tragic thing is that somebody had to choose the umbrella. Somebody would have chosen the umbrella eventually. The game had to move forward. It is what it is. They didn't have to punish him. That was tight. Because somebody was going to choose it. The longer you go with people just like disagreeing, the more people just get eliminated, which is great for the people at the back of the queue. But yeah, the saliva was disgusting. Let me try and think of what was next. I'll be back in 1 minute, okay? I was just about to Google what challenges have happened so far in Squid Game, the challenge. But if I do that, it'll probably ruin it for me, so I can't do that. Anyway, 1 sec, yeah? Oh man, I just got out of the car there, yeah? And I just spotted that one of our doors has been hit. It's got a little dent in it. And then this guy lets his child open the door, and she smashes the door into our door. Come on, man. When my kids open the door, I supervise them. I hold on to the door and stuff. I should have made a scene, but I didn't make a scene. I don't know, should I have made a scene? It's a kid, but it's not the kid that I would have made a scene to. It's the parent, because, like, what's that about? Watch the child, man. What's that? crazy, innit? It's just what happens. Anyway, so yeah, biscuit happens, off they go. Now at this point now, I'm just gonna have to stick to the things that stick out in my mind, because I'm gonna forget a lot of this. I've forgotten a lot of it already. So the next thing that sticks out in my mind for me was the next thing that sticks out for me is, what was it now? I want to say the picnic, but there was things that happened before the picnic, so I should comment on the things that happened before the picnic. And why am I forgetting it already? Okay, the phone call things, right? Okay. So Squid Game people bring out the phone, right? And people are all scared to answer it and blah blah. Now it rings once, and then Hussein answers it, and then what does he get now? Oh yeah. So he gets some kind of burger meal. Yeah. Now here's what's interesting. Apparently, so they said to him that, right, so you answer it, blah blah blah, you're gonna get some food. Now he said, is it halal? Now when he asked that question, apparently the staff like freaked out, like, huh? What do you mean halal? Like kind of like killed the flow of what's going on, kind of killed the flow of the conversation. And he's like, halal, innit? So they freaked out a little bit. Anyway, the food comes out. Everyone just went for it like vultures and like proper nicked it. That one girl walked away with a full burger. And then he only had like one burger left. All the chips are gone. And apparently they swapped out that burger at last minute. Because, the halal thing like kicked in with the people. So they swapped out the burger last minute for him. And then here's the thing, here's what's interesting, right? Hasnan knew that what was going to come from that phone eventually was going to be the option to eliminate, the ability to eliminate, or something like that. That's at least how he felt, right? And he goes, what the show didn't tell you or show you is everyone hated him. Like everyone had beef with him. No one liked him. He goes, I don't know what it was, whether he was loud or noisy or something, I don't know, but they hated him. Yeah. So he was going to answer that phone so that nobody could eliminate him. He was covering his own back. Not just that, but in between him answering the first time and the second time, there were 2 more answers. So 2 more people answered that phone, and they got different food treats. Okay, like donuts or something like that. Yeah. That's why when he answered it, he said that chocolate muffins are next. Like it's gonna be chocolate muffins, blah 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 blah. So that's why he said that. You see, this is again where editing comes into it for me. This is the second editing point, because I saw him answer the phone once, then I saw him answer the phone a second time. Now that makes me think that it only rang twice and both times he answered it, when that's not true. Do you know what I mean? It rang once, he answered it, second time somebody else, third time somebody else, fourth time then it was him again. Because if it was just him answering it every time, you'd think, okay, yeah, you're crazy, you're bound to get stung, what's that about? But it wasn't just him answering it, it was other people too. Do you get me? So do you know what I mean? Like, doesn't that change your perspective? Because it changes mine. And I feel like that's where the editing here has missed the trick. Anyway, so that happens. And then let's skip on to where they've got to choose someone to eliminate. They've all got to choose a person each. And the top 3 people or whatever are at risk of getting out, something like that. That was good, I like that. Kicked out a few people. The whole politic thing was going for it. Then the picnic, that's what stands out to me. In fact, no, skip the picnic, yeah? The orange juice thing. The orange juice gate. So they go away, they make the orange juice, right? And then the mother and son duo, the mother comes out and she's like, orange juice, oranges? No, oranges, isn't it? It was oranges, yeah. Something like that. Yeah, they just went away, made some oranges, and came back. Or was it apples? No, it was apples. Anyway, they did some fruit thing. They came back, and they're like, guys, this fruit, have it as a treat, blah blah blah. And then that one dude was like, I'm sorry guys, I'm just not like interested in this fruit. And just because he was not interested, he got kicked out basically. He was kind of, in my opinion, he was kind of being manipulated there. Like, that was a bit of a manipulation thing. Like, let's all, you know, make you all nice and happy just before we're about to get votes and stuff. So just before this whole voting thing goes down, let us give you some treats. Come on, is that not saying don't vote for me? Is that not a bit manipulative? Do you know what I mean, guys? Or did they not even know about it at that point? I feel like they did know about it at that time. Anyway, that guy walks away like, no, not interested. And that's it. He was like, there's a black mark against this guy. Next thing you know, he's on the list. The top 3 are getting kicked out, and off he goes. Crazy. Anyway, he went, and then, oh yeah, the boxes. Jack in the Box. That was mad. So the Jack in the Boxes part, they do that. People, you know, they volunteer. I think everyone from that, almost everyone from that got kicked out, pretty much. So, no. 2 of them kicked out other people, and then they went back into the crowd. And then there was that guy who got the advantage, and then got kicked out straight away. How mad is that? To get advantage, and the next person kicks you out. Wild. Off he goes. That was quite emotional, that bit. I was a bit mad. And then the picnic. The picnic was genius. I absolutely love the picnic idea. Choose a friend, get together, and then as part of that picnic, you're choosing who you're going to compete with. That, whoever thought about that picnic idea needs a raise. That was genius. Picnic thing done. Guys, the mother and son. Why were they really competing? What's that about? The competitive spirit is too much. Huh? What? Crazy. I was like, you're actually competing? That was proper mad. And then that boy and girl who couldn't agree on what to do. And then, in the end, she's like, I got it in there first. Really, they should have done the same thing as them other 2 guys. Just throw 1 ball, and closest to a certain target wins. That would have been how to do it. Yeah, that would have been the way to do it. But that was crazy. They just could not agree. They even gave it a try, but no, nothing. Mad. Proper crazy. So that was them. Off they go. The mother and the son, they get split up. All right, cool. And then what was next? There was something else that I've seen. It was another challenge that I've seen now, but I've forgotten what it is. Oh, what was last night? It's gone. It's gone. Watch this. It'll come back to me like straight after this. What was last night? The marbles? I think it was the marbles last night. Yeah, it was. Because episode 5 finished with getting the marble, and then I've only seen half episode 6. So that was the marble game. So yes, there we are. We're up to date with it, guys, basically. As far as I've seen it. Please no spoilers. To be honest, I'm not worried about spoilers, because no one watches my videos, so no one's going to see this. So no spoilers. So far, so good. Great show. What I keep finding amazing is each time the numbers get less and less, somebody in that room is going to be a multimillionaire. The multimillionaire is still in that room, and that is crazy. Can you imagine the amount of pressure on them challenges, like in real life? Because these people are just regular people, probably hard-working people, yeah? And they've got to go back to their normal lives after this. That's what it is. I think some of them are probably already comfortable. Like the doctor, the old man. That was crazy when he got kicked out. But he's probably already comfortable, isn't it? I reckon he's been a doctor for a very long time. He'll probably have a lot of money. That's what I think. But some of them really need the money, and that's part of the difference. That's part of the pressure, isn't it? And how that old man saved the day in Battleship. Everyone chose like C5 or something, and he chose C8. Genius. Amazing. That was a brilliant moment. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to run off. So thanks for watching. I'll probably make another video at the end of Squid Game once I've seen it all. Maybe, probably. And then we'll go from there, you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, hit subscribe, hit like, hit share, keep watching, guys. I'll probably do some more Netflix stuff because I watch Netflix and things are good. So I will see you later, guys. Catch you in the next one.